Bangkok or Pattaya. The internet gives you a bunch of wishy-washy, quote-unquote, it depends on your preference type answers that will tell you absolutely nothing. So let's actually break it down properly. Both cities, Bangkok and Pattaya, are incredible in their own way, but they are not the same experience, and which one is right for you depends on very specific factors. So let's go through it. The basic vibe. Two very different animals. Bangkok, we have a massive, sprawling, chaotic, some would say electric city of over 10 million people. It has an incredible skyline. You have so many malls that are really, really high end, maybe even world class. You have rooftop bars, amazing food, and traffic, of course, that will test your patience. And most importantly, a nightlife scene that genuinely never stops. And then we have Pattaya, it's a beach city about 2 hours south of Bangkok. It's a smaller, more focused city and makes absolutely no pretense about what it is. The entire city essentially exists as a sort of an adult playground. It's completely unfiltered, it's raw, it's unapologetic, and for a lot of guys going to Thailand, it is the epitome of paradise. If Bangkok is a city that also happens to have an incredible nightlife, then I would say Pattaya is a nightlife destination that also happens to be a city. And that is really the core difference between those two places.
Many of my videos have to be censored one way or another. That's to play by YouTube's rules. The uncensored videos and more bonus videos I regularly send out via email. It's entirely free. You simply enter your email and get bonus videos, updates, and more. So feel free to pause the video now.
Now, what do you actually get in Bangkok versus Pattaya? I would say Bangkok has a spread of nightlife options, that goes from mainstream clubs to upscale rooftop bars to even dedicated nightlife streets to go-go bars, so Cowboy, Nana Plaza. So there's some variety, and there's lots of places where you would actually find quote-unquote normal girls, not just freelancers or working girls. The variety, I would say, in Bangkok is enormous. You have, for example, Sukhumvit 11, which gives you Western-style clubs, if that's your thing. Then you have Nana Plaza, gives you like a concentrated entertainment complex. We have multiple floors of venues. Soi Cowboy is the classic strip. It's smaller, more manageable, and I would say great for first timers. Then you have places like RCA. It's more like a local Thai club scene if you want something different. Bangkok requires some navigation because the venues are spread out. The prices, they vary a lot, and you need to know where you're going to get really the most out of your experience. Now, on the other hand, Pattaya is much, much simpler. Walking street is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a strip where you walk, you look, and you choose. Everything is condensed into a smaller area. There's very little navigation required. Within 1 hour of landing in Pattaya, you could be having the time of your life. So for pure efficiency and ease of access, Pattaya wins, no question. Then there's also the question of cost. Where does your money go further? Overall, I would say Pattaya is cheaper than Bangkok across the board. Accommodation in Pattaya costs noticeably less than comparable options in Bangkok. Food is cheaper, even the nightlife venues tend to be more affordable, bar fines are lower, drinks cost less, and you generally spend less per night to have sort of like the same level of fun. Now, Bangkok has a higher cost of living, especially if you're staying in the Sukhumvit area, eating at quality restaurants, and going to have an experience at the more upscale venues. You get more variety for your money in Bangkok, but I would say the baseline spend is higher. If you're working with a tighter budget, I would say Pattaya gives you more for less. If money is not really a concern and you want just the best of everything across the board, across all categories, Bangkok is definitely worth paying the premium. Now, let's talk about the girls. Different markets, different options. This is the part most video guides really dance around, so let's not. Bangkok has a much larger and diverse dating pool in general, not just the adult nightlife, but quote-unquote normal Thai women. You have university students, you have working professionals, you have girls on apps like Thai Friendly, Tinder, Bumble, And yes, of course, you have the nightlife scene that I just mentioned before. Bangkok, because Bangkok is a proper city with millions of people, the options across all those categories are really enormous. Now, Pattaya scene is more concentrated. I mean, you probably noticed, specifically around the nightlife and the entertainment industry. The volume within that specific lane is extremely high, but the variety outside of it is much more limited compared to Bangkok. If you want to mix, dating apps and nightlife fun, then of course Bangkok is much easier and much better for that. But if you just want focused, highly efficient nightlife, then you will get that experience with maximum options in that specific area. Just in Pattaya, I would say. It's really hard to beat. There's nothing else that comes even close to Pattaya in terms of the efficiency, if you just want that one thing. But there's something else worth mentioning. In Pattaya, the scene is so obvious and open that there's very little ambiguity. You always know what you're dealing with. In Bangkok, sort of like has more layers to it, which can both be a feature and a complication. But if we talk about lifestyle and daytime activities, here's where Bangkok completely runs away with it. Daytimes in Bangkok are genuinely great. You have incredible malls like Siam Paragon, Terminal 21, amazing street foods. If museums are your thing, you have plenty of options. Sky trains that take you anywhere efficiently, Muay Thai gyms, rooftop pools, some of the best restaurants in Asia. Yeah, it's amazing, especially getting around. The BTS, the MRT, super efficient, super cheap. Pattaya daytime is fine. Of course, you have the beach, which is decent, but it's not spectacular. There are some decent restaurants. There's Jump Tien if you want something a little bit calmer. But the honest truth is, daytime in Pattaya is mostly about recovering from the night before and getting ready for the next night. This is what a lot of guys do in Pattaya. Let's say they go back to the bars at early afternoon and just start drinking again or sitting at the bar. If you care about having a full balanced experience with things to do at all hours, Bangkok wins by a mile. And again, if you're laser focused on only nightlife and want everything else to be as simple as possible, then I would say Pattaya fits that perfectly. So if for example you say you are a first timer, which city should you pick? I've said this for years, but my honest recommendation is to always start in Bangkok first, because that's where you arrive, right? Here's why. Bangkok gives you the full picture. You see the city, you experience variety, you have options across different categories, and you understand why Thailand is so incredible on multiple levels. You can do a day trip to Pattaya from Bangkok in 2 hours if you want to sample it, or you feel like you need a little bit more intensity, variety, craziness, yeah? Going straight to Pattaya on your first trip is like going to Vegas and never leaving the casino floor. It's fun. It's really fun, but you're missing the bigger picture. I would say once you've done Bangkok, you'll have a much better sense of whether Pattaya is the right fit for you on that same trip or on your next trip. Most guys end up loving both for different reasons. Bangkok for the full experience, Pattaya for a focused, efficient nightlife trip. So here's the verdict, I would say. Choose Bangkok if it's your first trip. If you want variety, you want a full city experience alongside the nightlife, you don't mind spending just a tiny bit more, and you want, let's say, an app-based dating experience alongside nightlife, the stuff that I've mentioned, Thai-friendly, etc., etc. Choose Pattaya if you have already done Bangkok, you're maybe on a super tight budget, you want pure focused nightlife with maximum efficiency, and you don't care much about daytime activities. If you can't decide, then do what I usually recommend. Spend a couple of nights in Bangkok, but don't book your entire stay. Let's say you're in Thailand for 3 weeks, don't book 3 weeks of accommodation in Bangkok. Do maybe a week, 5 nights, whatever, so that you get a feel for what it's like. And if you feel like you need a little bit more, then you simply take a private taxi, or if you really want to save money, the public bus down to Pattaya. It takes a little bit over 2 hours, and I would say that's actually the perfect first trip.
I hope you found this video helpful. If you ever thought about going to Thailand but find the planning overwhelming, don't know where to get started, you can take that first step and join the Thailand Guide. This is where I personally help you plan your Thailand nightlife adventure. You get to watch over 60 in-depth videos, you get PDF guides as well as a Telegram community with other members for any questions before, during or after your trip. It's also frequently used for meetups, going out together, etc. You can find the Thailand Guide and everything else right here. Don't delay that first trip, you will regret it a year from now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.